What constitutes a good policy response to the problems raised by the Royal Commission, I think, would be to implement a third-party regulator who has no stakes in the currently operating banks within the nation that they're regulating, and for them to go into the banks, regulate them from all their transactions, all their ledgers, everything, how they interact with their clients, and give them ratings based on their honesty, transparency, and everything, allowing for all of the customers who are current or non-current to see this and then base their choices of which banks they want to align and do their business with. This creates a commodity for honesty, making all of the customers pick which bank they want based on it, causing the banks to actually have competition in this and making sure that they actually are the most honest and transparent that they can be. So this would actually be beneficial for everyone because then it minimizes all of the misleading or faulty transactions or accountants deliberately acting against the wishes of the retail clients. I think this would be a great way to avoid any other problems from occurring. Obviously, some may still occur, but this would be a good way to make sure that on a basis level, it's minimized. Other ways that have been proposed would be a 150% wage cap based on the Prime Minister's income. I think no matter what the percentage, you'll still run into some errors, such as some jobs, such as a head cardiovascular surgeon, would have to go through 7 years of medical school and then 7 years of specialization training. And if they're not earning enough to cover themselves through that whole training process and then have a reward at the end of prospering, then they might not choose to do that. And now our nation's left with people that can't receive any surgery in this form, making people die unnecessarily. And it doesn't really create harmony between the whole economic functioning of a nation. Another one is just a kind of universal minimum jail sentence for any financial crimes. So if they're caught doing anything malpractice, faulty transactions, incorrect ledgers, or such of the fact, they actually will have to spend time in jail, have it on their record. And this would create banks that want to make sure they have pure-hearted, making sure people know what they're doing, causing the level of accounting to increase, and which would just fuel the transparency and honesty of the banks already, making sure that nothing is done incorrectly. I think this would be a great way because it will make sure that people actually trust their banks, know what's going on, and there's transparency through the banks because there are names and faces to all of the successes and failures due to the regulator's job. Another implementation that was proposed possibly is when a bank is caught doing something wrong multiple times, that they actually have their license revoked. I think this would be actually very good because then the banks that are faulty and that have disregarded the honesty and transparency of the regulators and any warnings to do the correct thing, and they still do the wrong thing, I think then they will be punished and they will be taken out of business, which will be better for the economy because then now customers aren't wasting their money and time on it.